So as a principal, I come on and I speak as a principal, so just bear with me. So first I would like to say thank you, United Way, for acknowledging me on this prestigious occasion. I would like to give honor to God and to my mom and dad, my loving parents, Elwood and Janetta McKee, 75 years young. My amazing husband, Derek Crooms, my soulmate and best friend and the father of my dynamic children, Taylor, Kahari, and Dewan, my brothers, Edward and Anthony McKee, my sister, Yolanda, and niece, Lauren. This is my village. It takes a village to raise a child. I remember when I was a small child living on the south side of Chicago, where my grandparents and aunts and uncles and cousins were only 5 minutes away. And it's funny now, but during that time when I would get into a little trouble, the entire family would know what you did within 5 seconds, and we didn't have cell phones back then. So not only would you get a lecture from your parents, but when you got to your grandparents' house, you get a lecture from them. And then heaven forbid, if your aunts and uncles were there, you would get a lecture from them. And then you would walk on the front porch of your grandparents' house and you look over to the left-hand side and see your neighbors, and you get a lecture from them. It takes a village to raise a child. I never understood the true meaning until now. I've been a principal in the Atlanta public school system for approximately 12 years, and within that time, the past 2 years have been the hardest. You see, I have a very small school. Yes, it is small, but a high-need school. So out of 388 students, 311 students are identified as economically disadvantaged. Out of 388 students, 311 students' total household income was less than $23,000 a year. Out of 388 students, 78% live in a single-parent household. Out of 388 students, 17% live with their grandparent. Out of 388 students, 2% are identified as homeless. I'm not telling you a story, I'm just stating facts, ladies and gentlemen. It takes a village to raise a child. So when the pandemic hit, it hit us hard. It hit us hard. Prior to the pandemic, we saw growth, we saw opportunity, we created a consistency of practice, and we saw hope. However, hope took a turn to uncertainty, fear, and concern for all of our students. We forgot that some of our students have adult responsibilities. At the age of 12 and 11, they had the responsibility of waking their younger sibling up, fixing breakfast, and putting them in front of a computer for 7 hours. For 7 hours. And then we had the grandparent who was frustrated because of the learning gap with technology. So logging on, Google Classroom, Zoom to say the least. But because of organizations like United Way, Washington Cluster MPUT, communities and schools, they created a safe haven for our students during their most vulnerable times. They provided space, hired parents to support as teacher tutors, provided breakfast and lunch for our students. It takes a village to raise a child. Because of United Way, they created Champion Parents through our Fostering Family Leaders Initiative, which focused on financial literacy, STEM, and job readiness programs. Because of United Way, we were connected to the philanthropist Jim Morgans, who was intentional about his support to our students. Because of United Way, we were supported with school supplies, community service initiatives, and additional resources to support our families. It takes a village to raise a child. So although we are still in this pandemic, we see hope, we see structure, and we see opportunity. So thank you, United Way, for being a part of our village. God bless you.